Hey, how's it going, guys? Hens is here, back with more Brave Frontier. Sorry, it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. I promised you guys that I would every single week, and I think today is the 8th day. It is because the university I'm attending right now, there's a DDoS attack, yeah, from the inside, like a student, uh, and just messing around with the internet, so no one has access to Wi-Fi or anything at all. Uh, Rutgers officials have announced that they're working on it, but it's already been 2 days and the internet still sucks. So I'm actually recording this on Tuesday. Um, and then based on when you guys actually watch this video, the time difference might be different. Like for example, I'm recording right now on Tuesday, but you might see this video on Wednesday. I don't know what time, but that basically means that we still don't have internet, so I couldn't upload a video. Um, but anyway, aside from that, I finally beat this trial, Green Menace, and I'm actually going to show you in this video today how I did it. And it's actually a really, 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 really easy way. So, most of you already know about double Rosetta, and although that would work, I don't have a Rosetta of my own. That's why I'm actually gonna rock with Viva and Rosetta. Um, and to make a long story short, it works just as well. So let me first talk about the squad setup. Here in front of me, you see my team setup. Consists of Darvanshel, Fiora, Exvel, Maxwell, and of course my FIFA. And the whole point of this team is that double Rosetta actually does a lot more damage than the FIFA plus Rosetta combinations, but they have higher chance of actually failing the trial and dying because of lack of healing. With FIFA, on the other hand, that actually gets fixed because her SBB not only boosts BC drops, but also boosts HC, so it's kind of like Zell Knight, but a little bit better. So everyone gets healed up with just her buff alone. So then we don't have to deal with the survivability problem. And then Darvanshel is self-explanatory. You need mitigation, and even though Shara would be preferred because of her hit rate and attack buff, Darvanshel is actually not bad of a replacement either because he's fire, and that will help a lot in this specific trial since everything's earth, or most of everything. And then Fiora is there for the fire and thunder buff. That's the most important thing. On top of that, she has the attack down buff as well, debuff as well. So she's good, and she's fire element, so she takes less damage and does more damage. And then we have Xfel. Um, I'm running Xfel instead of things like Rignus and Altry and Okina for several reasons. One, I don't have a Rignus of my own. Two, Okina actually doesn't do enough damage, and her hit count is a little iffy too. That's why she's not really recommended for this dungeon. And Xwell, although she'll take more damage from Earth units in this trial, he'll actually do a lot more damage thanks to Fiora's fire buff, making his damage at least neutral, and then on top of that, actually more damage because of fire. So he is actually a better fit. And then Maxwell is there for an obvious reason, for the crit buff. And then with the fire buff from Fiora, she'll do great amounts of damage. And a Rosetta, you know why. So for spark buff and for her leader skill, which actually makes sure that your team's BB gauges are filled most, if not all, of the time. So that is why I have this team set up. And then for items, it's definitely recommended that you bring the exact same build. except you can actually swap Crescent Dews for plain revives because, well, you may not have Crescent Dews. Um, but I really recommend the idols because members of your team are definitely gonna die. You cannot prevent that unless you rock with Rosetta and able to like kill both Gravion and Lugina first and second form in like 3 turns or less. If not, then you definitely need idols. And then I would actually put them, if you saw earlier in the beginning of the video when the trial first started, I would put one on Xvel, or basically your status ailment solution, and then one on your mitigator, because in my case, if you take a look at everyone's HP, my Darvanshel actually has the highest HP, and Lugina's ultimate attack, at least 2 of the 3, actually targets your member with the most HP. So in my case, I was just lucky because Darvanshel fills 2 roles here. So I'll put one on him. But in your case, if you have someone else that has more HP than Darvanshel and is also the one with the highest HP on your team, I'll actually put your third idol on that unit along with Darvanshel because you want one on your mitigator too because you need mitigation. And then you need 2 sets of revives, which basically brings you to 3 if you have a plain revive, or 4 if you have Crescent Dews. And that is basically just, supporting idols. So once you run out idols and their effects, you can use revives. And then Fujins, like you saw in the beginning of the video, I actually gave them to Darvanshel, Xfel, and FIFA. And then I automatically and immediately proc their BBs or SBBs, and then just focus attacks Ragshell for 2 reasons. One, because you need mitigation to survive the attacks, especially since you have non-fire units, so you definitely need that up. And then X-File is to protect you from debuffs, even though all debuffs you get in the beginning is attack down. Doesn't really mess you up if you're using a defensive approach, but since we're going with an aggressive approach, trying to deal as much damage as possible and end things quick, we definitely need our attack at full. So status nullifying is important, and FIVA is to buff up our BC crystal drop rate right from the very start. And you want to focus target reaction because you do not want to accidentally pass Gravion's 75% HP mark too soon, or 70%, I'm not too sure, because he'll start charging and then you don't have your BB set, and if you can't kill him before he unleashes his ultimate, then your team just gets wiped out and it just fails. So that is very important. So I would actually attack Raksham, get all your SBBs filled. But in the beginning of the video, you saw that my Darvanshel was the only one without his SBB, but he did have his BB, so that was actually sufficient enough. And then once you have that, then that's when you can actually just BB spam, start, just proccing everyone's super Babrus, and hopefully you can kill Gravion in how many turns was it? I think it was 2 turns. So right before he unleashed his ultimate. So then you bring the battle back right away to Lugina. And once you're there, I would just like automatically continue SBBing. And you saw, for most part, I just kept doing that. I did not even bother counting turns, because with this setup, and you're about to see that there's no need for that. You can actually kill everyone with no problem. And that is pretty much it. And in case you want to know like the specific attack sequence or BB sequence for units, if you bring this exact setup that I have here, I would definitely go Fiora first, whoever's the element buffer. That's always first. And then next comes Crit, so Maxwell in my case, and then Spark for Rosetta. Uh, if you have a tack buffer, you actually put that before Rosetta, but since I don't have one, Rosetta was the very, next one to go. And then I'll go Fiva just because, and then Xvel and Dark Angel last, or your mitigator. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And right now, I'll just let you guys finish the video. And of course, since you guys are indeed watching this video right now, you know that I have in fact defeated and completed the trial. So yeah, you can just enjoy the rest of the video, see how I do it. And I'll come back at the end. See you guys. Hey guys, we're about to wrap things up, so I'm just gonna add a little more commentary. For those of you who have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll definitely answer all of you guys. I've been doing pretty well with that, if you ask my subscribers. So please do that. And in case you're wondering, Double Rosetta will definitely get things done quicker. This video is actually like 13 minutes long, so if you use Double Rosetta, I think you can actually finish it in like 7. And other than that, yeah, that's how I beat Green Menace. So if you have my units, or the units I use in my setup, please make the same exact team. You will do well. And with that, I end the video. Thank you guys, as always, for watching my videos and supporting me. I'll definitely have more coming your way. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.